Cut that part out.
You said too close.
Jesus Christ. Welcome to Tint. Hi guys. I'd like to apologize. We have not been on for the past 2 weeks. Had a bit of a family emergency, but we are back now. This is going to be our Halloween episode, and hopefully we're going to make up for those 2 weeks. We're going to have so much entertainment crammed into this show. It's going to be like, what, 2 weeks you weren't on? I can't believe it. Because there is so much entertainment right now that, you know, we forgive you.
Action-packed.
we forgive you, yeah. So get ready, because it's coming. How have you been?
I've been good.
Yeah.
Like you said, Halloween episode.
Mm-hmm.
I was at a Halloween party over the weekend.
Were you?
I was. And believe it or not one person was in blackface. Can you believe it?
I don't believe that.
Nobody was wearing blackface.
I don't believe that nobody showed up in blackface?
Nobody. But apparently, Justin Trudeau somehow thinks that's cool.
Or Justin Thorough, as I like to sometimes call him.
Yeah, you did the one in the first episode. We were talking about that, and you know, we were obviously talking about Justin Trudeau, and
You were. I was on my own.
Well, he's an asshole, so that's why. But my mom watched it, and one time you accidentally called him Justin Thorough.
Yeah.
And so I talked to my mom. I was like, "Hey, did you watch it?" She's like, "Yeah, I watched it." She's like, "I can't believe the actor Justin Theroux was in blackface so many times."
Yeah.
And I was like, "No, Mom."
And you were like, not a lot of people know that,
Not a
but
lot of
yes,
people know that, but yeah,
he's constantly
the
in
actor
blackface.
Was always in blackface.
Always in blackface. He did The Leftovers, blackface. He did the that David Lynch movie, blackface.
Every time.
Every time he had it. No, it was Justin Trudeau, and it was me who misspoke.
You misspoke. You misinformed.
I kind of blew it.
You really blew it. But also, before we move on from that,
Sure.
His dad's Fidel Castro. So.
Whose dad's Fidel Castro?
Justin Trudeau. Just look into it.
Unbelievable.
His mom was fucking around in Cuba at the time when he would have been conceived.
This is not the time or the place.
Look at the pictures of Castro as a young man.
Unbelievable.
Twin brothers.
Conspiracy theories.
Let's move on.
That's where you get them. You get them here.
You get them here. Oh, you're going to get them here. That's for sure.
Today, we're going to do the Halloween episode, so we're going to talk about things dealing with and around Halloween, scary things, frightening things, murder, mayhem. Mm-hmm. Remember,
madness.
You know what we did not include in the things that we were going to talk about?
Mm-mm.
The video of my friend who was accused of murder. Somehow we missed that.
Yeah.
You realize that?
We did all this preparation. I forgot all about that.
All this preparation.
We literally just remembered it right now.
About movies we liked.
That we were going to talk
That we totally forgot about the fact that my friend was accused of murder. So
it slipped our mind.
That's a whoopsie.
It slipped our mind.
It's a whoopsie-doopsie for us, but
you just remembered. That's good. Yeah, that was crazy.
So yeah. I am going to link that video.
Link the video. Because it's
my friend
crazy.
Mario, who grew up in the neighborhood not too far from here, apparently he was accused of murder, but I have to tell you, I kind of do get it when the first words out of his mouth to the police are, "Hey, what, was there like a murder in here?"
It's crazy.
Those were the first words!
I'll say this. He was your friend. I talked to him.
You've talked to him. You've seen him.
Yeah, this is a long time ago. And I didn't remember until you showed me, or you sent me the link, and I watched the video, and I was like, "Oh, fuck. Him?
Yeah.
Holy shit." Watch the video. It's crazy. It's like a Dateline episode.
It's like a Dateline episode gone wrong.
It's a Dateline type show. And the twists and turns in this
you can't give them away. We're not going to give them away.
No,
but for the love of God, it's like there is no way that this is going in the direction, and then it switches, and then it switches again, and then it's like, And the whole time I'm like, please don't be my friend. Please don't be my friend. Do not be the murderer. Do not be the murderer. And I'm not going to tell you what happened. I'm not going. Let's not tell them.
The video is worth watching.
Yeah,
that's
the video
sure.
is definitely worth watching.
Yeah.
And you will find out whether or not I am friends with a murderer.
Mm-hmm.
So.
All right. So since that just
Nice.
came out of nowhere, we just remembered that. I want to take this time before we even start the show to put an end to the Amber Geiger.
There is no
story.
end. There is no end.
For now,
you know,
it
we were
looks
going to
like
talk
the
about it
end.
one time. Now we're talking about
a
it
third time.
third time.
But what I want to say is this. I know we mentioned it last time, but really think about this.
What?
The judge allowed the brother of the murder victim to give her a hug.
Yeah.
If that dude, like any victim, any sibling or close person to any person that's murdered, he'd be like, "Hey, judge, can I just hug the killer real quick?" And the judge is like, "Yeah, go ahead. What's gonna?"
You know why
and then
the
they're
judge is
choking
cool?
the shit out of the fucking.
But you know why the judge was cool with that?
Mm.
Because later the judge gave her a hug.
Almost seemed fake.
I don't know if it seemed fake or if it was real.
Fake as me, because any fucking
But
judge is not
I
gonna
will
put their
say-
ass on the line to let a convicted killer hug the family member
Well,
of the freaking
apparently
victim.
you don't know how the real world works.
Apparently
Doug.
I don't.
But in the real world, there's something called, what is it? Optics?
Mhm.
How something looks.
Mhm.
So, I believe that from the brother of the murdered person, I think that was sincere. I really do. But from the judge, I think it was mostly optics. It was like, well, if gosh darn it, the murdered brothers, if the murdered brother's brother, what? If the victim's brother can give this lady a hug, I sure as hell can give her a hug.
If hugs were going out, she's not missing out on a hug.
She's not missing out on a hug from this girl. And she got 10 years, which means she'll serve about...
She'll be out in 4.
4. Was justice served? Probably not. Probably not. Is this the last time we're going to talk about this story?
Hopefully so.
Hopefully so, but probably not again. Probably not. Because this has been the most ridiculous story that has ever occurred. Until the next ridiculous story that's about to occur.
So let's end this, hopefully forever. I'm going to say that shit was fake. You're going to say you believed it.
I'm going to say I believed every minute of it.
Every moment.
Every moment, and I am so glad that the neighbor got murdered who testified in her defense. Or against her. Yeah. I don't know where he was just... Okay. But, yeah. Now he's dead, so... There we go.
Alright. Case closed.
Case closed.
Story over. Forever.
Until
the next murder happens.
Yeah.
Alright, let's start the show then, man.
Okay, officially we're going to start our Halloween
episode.
This is the spookiest show of the year.
First annual.
It's going to be the spookiest... Woo! Sorry. I shouldn't have done that.
You shouldn't have done that. You know I have a bad heart.
I know. I apologize. But yeah, this is known as, the time of year when the ghosts and the ghouls... You know what a ghoul is? I didn't know what ghouls were. You know what a ghoul is?
It's like a goblin.
No, a ghoul is a zombie. I didn't know that. But that was the original term.
Well,
Before the word zombie?
What about the movie Ghoulies? Those are little fucking monsters.
I know, but they
coming out of the toilets and shit.
They were coming out of the toilets because what happened was...
Running amok, if you will.
Was the people from the Goonies, they were murdered, and they were flushed down toilets, and then their spirits came up through the toilets, and the Goonies became the Ghoulies.
So they were zombies.
In a way.
That's a good theory, actually. I like that.
I think that's not just a theory. I think that's hard proven fact that that I just came up with.
Good job.
So
since we mentioned Ghoulies, we're going to talk about some of our
favorite
horror movies.
Halloween horror movies. They don't even have to be Halloween. They just gotta be scary.
A few of these are not even Halloween related.
They're not even Halloween related.
Fucking,
just a lot of murder. A lot of killing in them.
Mm-hmm.
So
the first one.
let's
just go with.
Should we go with a list from scariest to least scariest?
No,
or should we just randomly throw stuff at people and see what sticks? Order. We'll throw stuff at the wall, see what sticks.
Yeah, there's no order here.
There we go.
I want to start with The Shining.
Okay, go ahead.
The original The Shining with Jack Nicholson.
Yeah.
You know.
You're not talking about the version that was on like ABC or NBC years later.
Hold on.
That
we'll get to that. We'll get to that.
Okay, we'll get to that.
So Stanley Kubrick wanted to make this movie, and have you read the book?
I have not read the book.
Okay, so I saw the movie first, then read the book, and I was like...
Really? You saw the movie and then read the book?
Mm-hmm. And then I was like, the same basic stories there, you know, the family in the hotel, but it's like two different stories.
Sure.
It's crazy. So Kubrick took the idea and just made it his own thing. Stephen King was pissed. And then he decided, I'm going to do this the right way.
It's a movie made out of his book. Which is, it's not like that wasn't like the first time. It's like,
well, a lot of his movies, lately they've gotten better.
And then he came out with Maximum Overdrive, which he directed, and it was just a classic. It's just something everyone includes in their top 10 horror movies.
But I'll say
except for us.
Yeah, so he was pissed. He wanted to remake it, and then it was on like regular TV, and it was terrible. It was god awful. But
the guy from Wings was the star.
The guy from Wings, and then they had these computer animated, what are like the bushes that were cut into like animals and shit. They came alive, and it was like a cartoon. So like scary movies, like if you're gonna be scary, don't have cartoons in it. You know?
Yeah.
Like computer CGI.
Yeah, CGI in horror movies. I'm sorry if it's if it's subtle. Wait. If it's subtle,
it has to be subtle.
You might be able to get away with it. But if it's just these creatures, giant, you know, like, oh my god.
That's where it went for like a few years.
Have you seen it too?
No, not yet.
Now we can't. You just blew my load.
We got a few other
I just blew my load.
Stop talking like that. What was I going to say? So, yeah, don't have computers, cartoons. That's not scary. And also, if you're going to have jump scares, it's cheap. I don't respect it.
Yeah, jump scares are for...
Have truly creepy shit. Anybody could pop out of anywhere and be like, ah! And then that's not really scary. You just startle.
It's like a haunted house. It's like, oh, okay, I get it, but I paid $26 for this. And
by the way, I hate haunted houses.
I dropped my ice cream, so thanks a lot.
Haunted houses are the worst. I can't do it.
Really?
Yeah, because I get claustrophobic and then I want to attack. So it's not a good place.
That's the best place. If you want to just murder randomly.
Well, you can't murder, but you can assault someone.
No, you can kill those people.
Oh, okay.
That's. I don't know if you've ever been to like a real haunted house, but
yeah, I've been to several.
Yeah, you sign the contract. Mm-hmm. You know.
Mm-hmm.
You're like, hey, thank you for this, and I won't be charged with any murders. Which, the good ones have that paperwork.
The good ones let you murder?
Every once in a while, because if someone's coming at you and you grab a knife and you stick it through their neck and then you walk away, who's to say? Was it you or was it the idiot behind you?
They're going to say it was you.
Then you say, not guilty, Your Honor. And you plead the Amber Geiger defense.
And then you get found guilty, and then you hug the person's brother, and then you hug the judge, and then you grab your lawyer by his prick a little bit.
A little bit.
All right. So The Shining is actually a classic. When I first saw it, I don't know, it didn't register. But
what do you mean it didn't register? It's the greatest horror movie of all time.
I saw it as a teenager, and I was just like, where's the blood and guts? Like, it just was
unbelievable.
Slow. But as an adult, now, when I watch it, it's creepy from literally beginning to end. And Jack is fucking, Jack.
You realize that room that they're in, and they're giving the interview, there shouldn't be a window there. You realize that there's a red book on the table of the guy hiring him. The red book being Carl Jung's book of archetypes, and there are so many archetypal features in that movie. Mm-hmm. Do you realize there is so much subtlety that Jack is reading a Playgirl because he has homosexual tendencies and he is molesting his own son and he's hurting him because he's...
So if you want to know what the hell he's talking about, Check out this movie,
Watch the movie.
called, the movie, but there's a lot of shit going on, weird symbolism and all this stuff.
Yeah.
There's a nice documentary. It was on Netflix. Hopefully it still is. It's called Room 237.
Doesn't have everything, but it has a lot.
It's called Room 237, and the theories in that movie are pretty awesome.
That is a very, yeah.
To like him even admitting that he faked the moon landing.
Which we know is true.
I know it's true. It just shows another side of the movie that's pretty cool. So, The Shining is dope, man.
There's so much symbolism in there. There's so many like specific little things. Even like the skiing little picture in the background, where everything in that movie. There's so many layers to it, and my favorite quote from that movie is not actually in the movie. It's something that Jack Nicholson said when filming The Shining. He asked Kubrick what he thought of the film. How do you see this movie? And Stanley Kubrick said, well, I see it as an optimistic film. And Jack's like, well, what do you mean? How is it optimistic? And he's like, well, it shows that there's something beyond death. And to me, that right there is optimistic. So, in essence,
I actually agree with that.
Yeah, he's saying that
pretty cool.
if there's any life after death or supernatural or paranormal stuff, that right there, a little bit of optimism. And I thought that was very, very shrewd of him
means
to
that
say.
we don't just turn to dust when we.
Yeah, but it was interesting, and I think we can both agree. I know we're spending a lot of time on this film, but nothing.
We got a lot of other movies. To
the only supernatural thing that happens in that movie, the only supernatural thing, is when he's let out of a dry storage locker.
Yeah, that's it.
The only thing that
I mean, there is this stuff about The Shining and how he communicates with Scatman and others, but the only actual physical thing that happens is he gets let out of the cooler or whatever.
All right. So watch The Shining.
But also, the whole time Kubrick was terrorizing Shelley Duvall, the main actress.
Unbelievable, yeah.
Just
berating her
in front of the crew and just making her feel like shit and just like terrorizing her. And so that performance she gives is like, real.
Yeah.
Basically, because every day was a nightmare for her.
A nightmare to film. So and then he would go out with like Jack and they'd have drinks, and then the next day he'd be like, Shelley!
It was terrible for her. Anyways, check out The Shining. It's amazing.
It's a good movie.
I'm sure everyone has.
Okay, I think we're done with our episode now because we've talked.
We literally talk about The Shining the whole episode. What about The Exorcist?
The Exorcist, I have never seen that movie, and I am ashamed to say it. I'm ashamed as a Catholic who doesn't believe in Catholicism to say I've never seen it.
You've never seen The Exorcist, really?
I've never seen The Exorcist. I don't believe in God, but I don't believe not in God, but I don't believe in not in God. So, in a way... No, that was it.
Okay. Jesus Christ, watch The Exorcist. What are you fucking
I can't believe I've never watched The Exorcist. It's
really good, obviously, and creepy and all that, and the book is really good as well. Exorcist is freaking...
Do you think like people still get possessed, or do you think it's just like mental problems?
I don't know. I know they still do exorcisms, and they were doing them... Like back in the day, they would just jump.
I do them all the time.
Demon in that person, and then they would just jump right to it, and then it turned into science and whatever. But I don't know.
I exorcise the demons every time I watch Pornhub.
That's disgusting, and we're not here to talk about
none of that.
You and your gross behind closed doors activities. So let's.
All right, what's the next movie then? Let's go to the next film.
The next one is one of my all-time favorite movies. It's visceral. It's crazy.
What is it?
Original, the one and only good one to me, Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Oh my God, that movie when
that fucking movie's rock and roll.
When he slams the hammer down and then shuts that metal door, dude, that is one of the greatest shots ever. And for me, it's a little different because I wasn't alive, in the 70s when that came out. But that was so unlike anything else Nothing. There was
Hardcore.
nothing like that.
When it kicks off, that actress screams for like an hour straight. She's just screaming
It's
and running
insane.
and like for one entire hour straight.
When
it's
she
just
sees the whole
nonstop
family
craziness, dude.
and the chicken bone table and the
All
just
that shit.
Oh.
All that shit. Yeah.
That's based on Ed Gein, by the way.
Yeah, loosely.
Everyone should know who Ed Gein is.
You should. Also,
Yeah.
Psycho's based on Ed Gein.
In a way, no, but it's based on Ed Gein. It's also
based on because he had mother issues.
You know
He
who?
was-
You know who wrote Psycho? I just realized this. Robert Bloch wrote Psycho. Remember the book I just got? Who? Lovecraft book?
H.P. Lovecraft?
Yeah, Robert Bloch was his protege. He wrote Psycho, and he also wrote a book, American Gothic, which was based on the killer in Chicago. What's the name of that guy who built that house? Now I can't think of his name. Oh, The Devil in the White City. They wrote a book, The Devil in the White City.
Damn it.
Holmes. Holmes was his name, and he built this house, which was like this death house, which, I don't know, it was just like a whole bunch of like tunnels and staircases that led to nowhere, and he killed how many? Like 20, like he killed a lot of
He
people
would
in
go
the
to
house.
the fair, right?
Yeah.
And he would bring people back to
Yeah,
the
because
house.
it was
And then
basically
it
a house
was
where
just-
people would stay. It was it was like a hotel or whatever, you know what I mean? It
He was
was
just killing people left
and he was
right.
just murdering people left and right.
Yeah, that's J.P. Holmes.
Yeah,
that right?
something like that.
Something
Or
like that.
J.H.H. Holmes or something.
H.H.
like-
Holmes.
Yeah, something like that. It was, and so this guy, Robert Bloch, he actually wrote a book, American Gothic, which I read. I didn't know what it was about. And it's the fictionalized story of that whole,
Devil in the
yeah,
Woods.
yeah, it's the
Which was
fictionalized,
in Chicago.
yeah, which was in the city we're in right now.
Scary, scary stuff.
You know,
But Psycho was based on Ed Gein as well, because Ed Gein was a serial killer.
mm-hmm.
I think he only killed like 3 people though. Just 3.
Yeah, but he like
But he
cut
was
their
doing
skin off
weird
and then
shit.
wore
Yeah,
it,
he was
so it's
killing-
kind of like a hey.
It evens out. He was digging up bodies. He was trying to like reanimate his mom. He had mommy issues to the extreme.
To
And so
the
he
extreme.
Was digging up bodies, trying to bring them back to life, and then he was cutting their fucking skin off and wearing it and running around on the front porch. So that's where you get Leatherface, because that's what he did. But like the whole murder rampage thing wasn't really him. But I'll tell you this: after the end of the movie,
Yeah,
Texas Chainsaw,
sure.
you're exhausted.
Yeah, it's a workout.
You're like, Jesus Christ. You feel like you just ran for an hour.
It's intense. It's intense. You know, another movie that reminds me of that movie in its intensity.
No.
It's the movie Martyrs, which came out fairly recently. I mean, it's not recently, but you know, it's been.
Oh wait, I think.
Yeah, it was one of the very few movies that I watched, and afterwards I felt dirty. I can't explain this movie. Not everyone's going to get it. Not everyone's going to see why it's so scary or so. But to me, the whole premise of the film, that there are these people who are seeking some sort of.
I really don't even want to say anything about
No, but they're seeking some sort of higher connection.
Wait. A lot of these movies we're going to talk about, people have seen, and so we can just say whatever. Martyrs is kind of it slips through the cracks. And so there's a lot of people out there
and they haven't seen it, fuck that
I don't
people.
want to fucking give anything away. Martyrs is a special movie. By the way, we're talking about the original Martyrs.
The original
because they made an American version.
Don't watch the American version.
Terrible.
Just please watch the original French-Canadian
version in 2008. Just go in not knowing what the fuck it is. And by the end, your brain is going to just be jelly.
Have you ever seen Nosferatu? Or have you ever seen Nosferatu 1979 with Klaus Kinski? That was directed by Werner
Herzog.
Herzog?
Mm-mm.
This guy. He defeats me.
Every time.
You've never seen that one?
No.
It's actually really good.
I've just seen
Surprisingly
clips
good.
of Nosferatu. I never
Well,
actually watched.
Nosferatu, the Herzog one, it's very faithful, except that it has, they're speaking in it, right? And it was shot in German, but strangely, all the German actors in that movie also spoke English, so they did their own voiceover in the anglicized version. So it doesn't look that bad because they're all doing their own voices.
Dubbing, right?
Yeah, they're overdubbing, but they're
But
dubbing.
I hate when they, like, I'd rather just watch the...
I'd rather watch the subtitles, except
yeah.
in this case.
Yeah.
Which is the actual actors doing their dialogue and basically matching it to the lips of the to the German dialogue that they did. Yeah, it was a lot of work, but it looks good and it's an excellent film, and I think it's one of Herzog's best. You know, he's had sort of a renaissance lately. He's been in all kinds of movies and. Am I wrong?
Yeah, I mean,
Herzog's going to be in that new Mandalorian movie. Or show.
By the way, that show looks good. The Mandalorian.
Mandalorian looks good. The Witcher looks good.
I hate Star Wars.
All these things look good.
Star Wars.
Are they going to be good? Who knows?
The new, like, actual Star Wars movies are fucking terrible.
They're very bad.
But the other side shit has been good.
Pretty good.
And Mandalorian looks fucking pretty good.
It looks good.
I'm going to check that out for sure.
Herzog's in it.
Oh, that's him at the end talking to him about bounty hunting or whatever.
You bounty hunting with your dad wasn't good, and yeah, it was good.
Yeah.
How about you hunt this bounty?
So, anyways, check out Martyrs.
Check out Martyrs. Check out The Mandalorian, because we're getting
We
paid
haven't
for
even
that.
seen it. Yeah, they're paying us big bucks for all these promos. I'll tell you this. This is a movie that strangely creeped me out.
What's that?
So, Paranormal Activity 1.
Oh.
When I first watched it, I watched it...
I thought you were going to say Toy Story Part 2, but...
No, I can't even watch it. It's too scary. Paranormal Activity 1, first watched it with a girlfriend at the time. I thought it was good. I liked it. The main couple were annoying as fuck, and I wanted them murdered. But the movie itself was subtle, and the scares were, like, realistic looking, you know, so I thought that was good. But it didn't, like, bother me. But then I watched it with you, like, a couple days later, and then you were going outside to smoke, and I went outside with you, and I know it was the wind, but the front door just slammed shut, like, boom! And I was like, oh, fuck. That's it. For the rest of the night, I was creeped the fuck out. There's a light that turns on in the back of where I was living at the time, and I just kept looking at that light. I was like, if that fucking light turns on, I'm running the fuck out of this house. That's it, I'm done. So the first one actually did creep me out like that. The second one was terrible. The second one's literally the first one. Like, literally, except it's the other sister. And then the third one I thought was good. Because that started getting into that witchcraft coven shit that fucking creeps me out. That was really good. And then there's like 20 other ones that I just kind of like, alright, it's enough. I'm done. But,
No, but there's a lot of movies that have done horror well. There's a lot more movies that have done horror poorly. When you have horror that's based on, CGI or based on, stuff that looks just fake as all hell, it's not scary. That's like, a movie like It Follows really freaked me out because the premise is so simple. There's this thing that's coming. It's an allegory for death. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So, one day, we are all going to die. Alright? These bodies that we're in, I'm not saying we're gonna fucking end forever. Maybe we do some gymnastics and end up in another world or body. But one day, these beings that we are going to cease to exist. And for me, It Follows is very much a tale based on death. That there is this thing that's coming, and you can't stop it. No matter how far you go, it's always going to come and it's always going to find you. And the way they did it, I felt was terrifying. It was one of the few times that I went to bed and I couldn't stop thinking about it, that something's going to just come in. Something going to burst into my room and it's just going to... It won't stop. It is always coming for you. It is never, It can be impeded, you can go far away, but it is coming for you. Do you know what I mean?
It's going to come in your room and it's going to bang you to death.
The way that it did with this guy in the movie, his own mother. A little incestuous.
I mean, I like It Follows. It hit you pretty hard.
Yeah.
But,
I know it's not your favorite.
I thought it was alright. I thought it was not
for me,
bad.
it was pretty intense.
See, there's a movie that
because
got
of the
me.
simplicity of it.
The movie that got me, that I never even wanted to see, but I was forced to watch, was Skeleton Key with Kate Hudson.
It's a great movie.
Kate Hudson is like, just there, you know? Like, I don't really like her. Like, she's just there. Like, if you walk in her room and you're like, oh, it's Kate Hudson, you're like, okay, yeah, she's there. And then you just go on about your day. There's nothing special.
She's the daughter of what's her name? Going on, daughter.
Yeah, but I don't know, that she's just never been in anything that I was like, oh, wow, she was really good in that. She's just there. So I didn't want to watch the movie. And by the end of the movie...
Except that it was great.
By the end of the movie, that shit had me thinking about that for like a couple weeks. I was like, the twist. See, so that's another one. I don't know if a lot of people have seen that one. So
they should have seen it. If you haven't seen it, then fuck you. Sorry.
Watch it if you haven't, because the twist is fucking...
It's great.
Good.
It's a great film. There's a lot of... let's go for just a moment to talk about the most disturbing films. And I think you and I can agree on the top list. You know, there's Sallow, there is a Serbian film, there's Cannibal Holocaust, Martyrs is up there for me. You know, and
Martyrs,
I think for a lot of people
was very disturbing.
Yeah.
So for me, okay, it's not a horror movie, although it horrified me.
What's that?
It's Sallow. So
It's
if you haven't, okay,
totally.
So
it's based upon the work of the Marquis de Sade, where the word sadism comes from.
It's titled Sallow or 120 Days of Sodom.
120
So what the
Days of
fucking
Sodom.
movie's about, right? Because we went on
Where
this
the word
kick.
sodomy comes from.
We went on this kick where we wanted to watch the most disturbing movies of all time, and there were some fucked up ass movies we saw.
Yeah.
And this one, to me personally, was the most disturbing, and it's about World War II. It's in Italy, and these four like politicians, dude. Politicians, they round up fucking 9 boys and 9 girls. They're like in their teens.
Late
By the way,
teens.
this came out
They're
in
late teens. That's what it's.
This came out in '77 in Italy. They murdered the director, right? I gotta tell you, some of I don't know that everybody was of age. You know?
Well, whether or not everyone was
I don't know if
of
they had
age,
the rules like that back then.
because
and it's
have,
in Italy.
Yeah.
So it's a fucked up ass movie.
But it's the same thing with Cannibal Holocaust. Wait, before you go on, Cannibal Holocaust.
Also
they
in
all
Italy.
they all had to sign non-disclosure agreement, so they couldn't talk about the movie. And when it came out, people were like, "No, these people are dead. They're dead." So they dragged his ass into court, and he had to prove everybody was alive.
They charged him for murder, so then he had to bring all the actors back. But the thing about Cannibal Holocaust is they were killing animals for real.
They killed real animals.
They killed like several animals for the movie.
A turtle, like this little
turtle,
muskrat thing.
The turtle is the worst one.
It's
brutal.
It is brutal. It is god awful. And yet, I gotta tell you, I love the movie. I love all those movies.
Cannibal Holocaust is actually good.
We're gonna take a pause here. All right, let's talk. Finish your thought on that.
I was talking about Sallow. So the thing about Sallow is, they round up these kids and then they bring them to their estate, right? And they're just like, we're just gonna do whatever we want to you. And they do. And it's the most horrendous, fucked up shit, right? And the thing about it is, I know that shit goes on for real, so that's why that movie, like, bothered me to my core. So no, it's not a horror movie per se, but that's the most horrific movie I've ever seen.
But it's more of a...
They're not holding back.
But it's like a sexual horror. It's like a sexual horror. It's like the
torture,
kind of stuff...
There's like mind... Like, the way they do it.
They have to eat feces, and they have to drink urine, and it's the kind of things that when you're like...
urine.
Whatever it is. It's the kind of thing that, you know, when you're young and, I don't, at least for me, like, sexually, like, awakened, it's like these weird fucking thoughts when you're, like, young and he's, like, fucking taking this and making this into this reality that these older people are torturing these children with. And for a lot of his stories, it's the sexual depravity that's basically the key to what makes it something horrific. And that is what I was going to take a little time out here for a movie, a film.
I know what you're going to talk about.
That I think we can both agree is one of the most disturbing movies we've ever seen.
It didn't bother me as much as Sallow, but it was a good movie.
And
but it also was fucked up, and yeah, it disturbed me pretty bad.
It is beyond, for me, like anything that I've ever seen put on screen in that way. It's called a Serbian film, Srpski film. And I know that the director wanted to shock his audience, but also he wanted to display what I feel is a political message about what Yugoslavia. It was a country of countries, Macedonia, Montenegro, Serbia, Croatia. It was just squeezed into one country. And all these people were basically forced to live with one another under this communist regime where they would be killed if they stepped on a line. And then they got their freedom, and instead of being like, oh, hey, we're free, they started fucking killing. Neighbors started killing neighbor. They started fucking each other over. And I think that's what that film is. It's like this guy, he comes to this porn star, right? Mm-hmm. And he's like, hey, I will give you all this fucking fame and money back again.
So basically, it's about the movie itself. Yeah, it could be talking about a much bigger issue.
But you know what I mean.
Yeah, but the basic movie itself, the premise is, it has been porn star in Serbia, and he's out of the game. He's got a wife and kid, and he's just living life, but he kind of like misses the good old days, I guess.
He does, because he used to be...
He used to be the shit. He was like the big,
the biggest porn star in that region.
Yeah, and so he's out of the game for a while, and then this director has got this new vision for a movie and a new type of, adult film, and he recruits him, and the money's just too good to pass. And so he's like, here's the thing. You don't got to know what's going on. Just show up, do your thing. And then I kind of want to just leave it there. Because...
And it is one of the most horrific
It gets fucked up, yo. So watch that fucking movie if you can stomach it.
It's a movie beyond belief. It's like...
The thing is, it's a good movie. The shit that's in it is horrendous and horrific.
No, but the actors are great.
I hate it. But it's a good...
The story is good, the actors are great.
The acting is good. And that's another one. By the end, you're just like, what the fuck, man?
And by the end, you're like, no, please don't. I don't want to watch anymore.
Yeah, that's a crazy ass movie. So out of the most disturbing list, I think those are the top four: Martyrs, Cannibal Holocaust, Sallow, and a Serbian film.
There's
if you want to see some disturbing shit,
those are
probably the top
good ones for the top.
Yeah.
That's one thing we have to do. We have to make one disturbing film before we die.
I already have an idea for it. But we can't say it because somebody will steal our shit.
Yeah, you bastards. You always steal our stuff.
Mm-hmm. The thing that's interesting about all these horror movies, and like you said, some movies hit me, some movies hit you. Everybody's different, right?
Yeah, of course.
Certain shit scares fucking people. My wife, for instance, she's afraid of the dark, right? I'm fine with the dark. That doesn't, right? So if you had a movie that's like, well, dark, it doesn't scare me really. But like, witches and demonic shit like that, how am I supposed to fight that? I don't know what to do, right? That's the kind of shit that creeps me out. So everybody's different, and that's why all these certain disturbing movies they hit you in different ways,
But it's nice when you see a disturbing movie that goes after something that you didn't expect it. That's why for me at least, this porn star who has to do it's just like it's not something that I normally be like, oh, that'd make a great horror movie. But yet it is scary, disturbing, and horrific all at the same time.
There's something to be said about originality.
Yes.
Because these stories take you in places that you do not fucking expect. I mean, so there's that too.
Let's talk about a few great movies just very recently, like Hereditary or The Babadook or, you know, what? What's another one that was very recent?
I like the first It. I haven't seen part 2.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah, the other one didn't really age very well.
No.
But it scared me when I was a kid and saw it. Kid.
Yeah, no, I agree. Like, Frailty is a movie that I don't think gets enough props because that is an excellent horror film.
Yeah, Frailty's super good.
It's talking about demons and it's talking about good versus evil and like
faith.
Having
faith or not believing shit. Like it's got a lot of that. Matthew McConaughey, Billy Paxton.
Yeah, Bill Paxton, God rest his soul, because you know, game over, man.
Game over, man. But he did a good job.
That was his movie. That was his baby. And oh my God, did he knock that out?
I haven't seen Frailty. That's one that might have slipped through the cracks. Go check that shit out.
It is great.
It's really good. Great. But the one you said earlier, Hereditary.
Mm-hmm.
Stop it.
Yeah.
That movie's the shit, dude.
That movie is the shit.
That's another one to me that creeps you out from beginning to end. Even when nothing's going on, you just have this uncomfortable feeling.
You do.
That's like, ugh.
Something's wrong.
Something's wrong. Yeah, some is going on, even though none's going on. And then obviously shit gets crazy. But Toni Collette, she should have fucking been nominated for Best Actress. I don't care about any of that shit. But
she was great. She was great in every movie she's in.
Awesome.
She is solid. When she was in Sixth Sense, come on, that was an excellent performance.
See, like horror movies don't get a lot of props like that.
No, they don't.
You know what I mean?
That's silly.
Which I get because, listen, I love the horror genre, but a lot of them are bad. They're like bad fucking movies.
But that's not a bad movie.
When these good movies come out, then they should be talked about. Not only was it a really good movie, but she was great as an actor. So give her some props.
Well, yeah, but see, here's the thing. Like when Get Out came out, it got a lot of props, and it's, I have to say, a fantastic movie. But I think it got more play because it specifically dealt with racial issues.
It came out at the right political climate.
Yeah, it came out the right political climate, and it just. But again, I can't take away from the movie because the movie is amazing. It is an amazing movie.
I thought it was just okay. I thought it was pretty good.
No, I think it's amazing.
But when like it's survival time, like I'm so sick of the stupid shit that people do. Like why didn't he get out? The movie's called Get Out.
He should have left a long time ago.
Long fucking time ago.
Those are some creepy white people. Like, you know, I'm a white person, and if I was around those kind of white people, I'd be the fuck out of there. Okay? Because they're creeping me out.
You'd be like, goodbye.
Yeah. When they're like, oh, hey, oh, look at you, you're fine. Tiger Woods, Obama. Get the fuck out. What the fuck are you thinking? Get out of there.
Yeah. And then, but he stays there all this time, and then he even sees the pictures of his girlfriend.
Yeah, with
other motherfuckers, and he still tried to fucking save her. He was like, come on with me. You fucking crazy? See, when people do stupid shit like that, it's like you deserve to fucking die.
Yeah, unfortunately you deserve to die because you fucking didn't realize from moment one this bitch was fucking weird.
So, the movie...
do you realize she was eating cereal and drinking the milk separately? Eating cereal, drinking milk. Who does that besides me?
Was that in the movie?
Yeah, that was in the movie, and that's what I do.
Oh, he should have told her ass to get out. I'm about to tell your ass to get out.
You know what I do? I pour a glass of milk, and then I pour a glass of cereal, and then I kind of pour my milk. So they're crunchy the whole time. In the movie, it was basically used as, because she was eating like Fruit Loops or something or whatever, because it was colorful. She didn't want to mix the white with the color. But for me, it's not about the white and the color. It's about the crunchiness of the cereal.
Just don't fuck around when you eat the cereal. Pour enough milk and just eat it.
Fuck no.
You fuck around too much.
That's because I'm talking, I'm jagging around. By the time I get to it, it's mush. It's a mush.
Sit down and eat it. Another one that had it had a little bit of CGI.
What?
Almost too much.
What?
But the movie itself was that good. Well, I'll allow it.
It's
called
Mist.
The Mist.
I knew what you were
The
going to
movie The Mist is fucking very good. And that's based off a short story, they call it a novella, whatever.
Yeah, except it doesn't end
didn't end
anything like
He's like, well, there is no end, right? There is no end.
there is no end. They
in the
just
written
keep going.
story by Stephen King, so they had to come up with an ending for the movie. And
it's by our friend who did Shawshank Redemption, did The Green Mile,
first season of The
Walking Dead.
Frank Darabont.
Frank Darabont, yeah.
And so they had to come up with the ending, and I was like, oh, well, there's a lot of pressure there, because it's a really good fucking story.
Sure.
And the ending, they went above.
Good
Yeah,
ending.
they went above.
Solid ending. The best ending I've
It's one of the best
seen.
endings in almost any movie ever.
Wasn't his wife or girlfriend, or the woman in that, wasn't she in The Walking Dead, the blonde from The Walking Dead?
Bunch of people were. She was, Carol, with the short hair.
Yeah.
The older dude, Dale.
Yeah.
They were all in that fucking movie.
Yeah.
So there you go.
So that
and then they fired his
something.
ass,
Yeah.
Darabont, and then they just kept it going, and now it
And it
sucks.
turned to total shit.
Now it sucks.
The show sucks so bad. I stopped watching 2 seasons ago. That was one of my favorite shows
It used to
on
be so good.
television.
It used to be so good.
And then I couldn't watch it anymore because of how bad it was. Do you know how bad a show has to be for me to stop watching? I'm gullible. I'll watch anything.
You're stupid as fuck.
I am dumb. And you couldn't keep me as a viewer. That means you suck a dick. Sorry. Bring back Frank Darabont. Or Pont.
Bring back Rick.
Mont.
Bring back Rick, goddamn.
Yeah, bring back Rick and fucking,
Show's
what's his
only
son's
through
name?
his eyes. Coral.
Billy?
Coral.
Billy? Bring back Billy.
His name Carl.
Carl. Bring back Carl. And Billy. Bring back both of them, right?
Yeah,
Why
bring
not?
back. We might gotta do something because the show sucks now.
The show sucks. You suck. Frank Darabont, or no, he's whoever's doing the show now.
Who gives a shit anymore?
Nobody.
Who even gives a shit.
Apparently nobody.
I will say this: there's a couple movies I don't that are not on the list for me. That
What's
I just
that
won't
show?
watch.
What's that show?
Or
movie?
I won't watch Rosemary's Baby.
I'll watch Rosemary's Baby.
Yeah, the problem is Roman Polanski's a fucking pedophile piece of shit, fucking human garbage, and he could go fuck himself. And anybody who fucking vouches for that dude, fucking Tarantino and De Niro, and fuck all you motherfuckers.
Yeah, they all vouch for him.
He fucking, dude.
Well, here's the
what
thing.
I don't even want to get into.
Well,
it.
I do want to get into it. So he had sex when he was a man of like close to 30 years old with a 14-year-old girl. Wow! He was fucking wooing Sharon Tate.
That he drugged and was giving her fucking booze, and he fucking raped a kid.
Well, no. Don't say that because he didn't force fuck her, okay? But at the same time,
No.
he should have fucking,
No.
he should have gone to jail, right?
Yeah, But he fled the country.
He fled the country.
And now everybody celebrates his movies. So fuck that dude and everything he fucking claims. Alright? So fuck Rosemary's Baby. Before I used to think it was a good movie.
It is a good movie.
Fuck that shit. Fuck all that shit.
Whatever.
That's another
So what?
reason
Bill
why
Cosby's
I won't-
not funny because fucking Bill Cosby did
No,
whatever?
it's not funny.
He's
and
funny.
by the way, they still
Sorry.
show the Cosby Show every day.
No way.
Yes,
No,
they do.
do not.
Yes, they do. There's a 2-hour block on a network called OWN.
Really?
Wait.
That's Oprah.
No, yeah, that's Oprah's network. No, there's another fucking network.
Well,
now.
whatever,
I know, whatever. There's a 2-hour block every day. People need their Cosby. No matter how much raping and the putting and the drugging and the pilling, no matter how much, he still gets his 2-hour block. So I imagine he's getting paid from that. No, he's getting paid from that?
Well, whoever it is, somebody's
estate
getting paid
is.
for that. Yeah, his estate is. Well, here's the thing. I don't hate Roman Polanski as much as you do, but
I will
I
fight
will.
that motherfucker.
I will admit that what he did was very wrong. Okay. He should not have fucking given alcohol to a 14-year-old and then had sex with her. Okay?
Don't say but.
I gotta
Because
say
there is
but.
no but.
I gotta say but.
That's it.
I gotta say but.
That's it.
Here, okay, so let's say you come to an agreement with the prosecution, right? of what you're going to do. You're going to do like 1 year and you're going to do this and that, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then all of a sudden, the judge says, no, fuck you. I'm going to give you the maximum sentence.
Okay, good.
I don't know. I don't know that's the case. Well, would I want to fucking go to jail for like fucking 10 years for this?
I don't give a shit. You fucking did it, then fuck you. Of course you don't want to go to jail for 1 day, for 1 fucking hour over this. But you're a fucking scumbag piece of shit. So who gives a fuck what you want? Fuck that guy.
Alright, okay, fair
And
enough.
the other movie I won't fucking talk about is Poltergeist.
And why?
Because
Roman Polanski didn't even direct that movie.
Because of Heather O'Rourke, the fucking little girl from that movie.
Yeah.
What fucking happened to her? They said it was a fucking intestinal fucking problem. Okay. I'm not gonna get into it, but I implore people to watch. You know how to put links down?
Yeah.
I'll put a link to this video then. But there's a YouTuber named Jamie Deluxe, spelled Jamiedlux. YouTube that, Heather O'Rourke, and you're going to see the shit that went down with that poor little girl. Okay? And it's going to, I warn anybody to watch that video because it's fucking horrendous and sad. And she got recruited by Steven Spielberg. And if anybody knows anything about Steven Spielberg,
oh my god.
I'm just saying.
Oh, talk about the last person I think we should discuss when discussing creepy, disturbing, and just strange, scary movies.
Yeah.
David Lynch.
David Lynch.
He has given us some of the weirdest, creepiest stuff.
Yeah.
I think ever. It's just like on a different level.
When you become an adult and like, you know, certain shit just it's not scary, you know.
Exactly.
Like I remember being a kid, Nightmare on Elm Street. I didn't even see the movie. I was terrified all night long. I thought Freddy was walking down the alley. You know what I mean? But as an adult, you're like, what the fuck? But David Lynch, in his movies, they're psychological, and they don't make sense, but they almost do. And then there's this dark, weird imagery that he shows you shit, and there's no jump scares. There's no need for any of that. It's just shit that he's showing you, and your brain is like, I don't like that. But that's scary to me.
Yeah.
Starting with Twin Peaks.
It's like something's disturbing. Something's wrong with that. Well, I mean, I think Blue Velvet. I think, not starting with it, because I think Eraserhead.
Eraserhead is where it all started, and that movie is crazy.
Yeah.
Very good. But then he did Elephant Man. He did
Dune.
Dune, which some people love it, some people hate it. Oh, I've never seen Dune.
No?
Mm-mm.
I've seen Dune.
They're remaking it too.
Yes, they are.
But to me, when he got going, a lot of people love Blue Velvet. I have to rewatch it because I don't know. The first time I saw it, it was just okay to me. But Twin Peaks.
Yeah. Mulholland Drive.
It started with Twin Peaks. Then he had Lost Highway, which is scary as shit. Mulholland Drive, scary as shit. Inland Empire, scary as shit. And then he's back and doing Twin Peaks again, which is awesome. And there's just something about his style, the acting, and then like the imagery shows. Man.
I can't believe I can't believe Inland Empire wasn't shown at more theaters, because to me it's one of his best.
Yeah, it is. And that, there's an image, if you haven't seen it, there's an image in there that
it's simple and yet
it's wrong. Your brain is like, that shouldn't be happening, and you're like, your heart starts beating faster. It's really fucking cool.
Yeah.
But he got the goods, man. David Lynch, check out all his shit. Twin Peaks the show, first season's great, second season not so great. But the episodes that he does, they're awesome.
The new season they just did for Showtime,
fantastic. The movie Twin Peaks, Fire Walk with Me, I thought was really good too.
Good, yeah.
A lot of people were pissed off because the way the show ended from the early 90s was like a cliffhanger, and then the show was over, and so then he came out with the movie, and everybody was like, oh yeah, here we go. We're going to see what happened. Then he made it a prequel, and a lot of people were pissed off.
Mm-hmm.
But the movie itself is fucking great and dark and scary. And then now he's doing, he did season 3 all these 25 years later or whatever. And now they're talking about they're going to do season 4.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Excited about that shit. Excited about that shit. But we should move on because we could literally talk about this.
We could talk about movies
for 8 hours.
Till the end of time.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's talk about some scary stuff.
Halloween episode
that happened to us, whether on Halloween, near Halloween, or just some freaky stuff.
Yeah.
Do you want to go first, or should I go first?
I'll go first with one.
Okay, go ahead.
All right. So you don't believe in ghosts.
I do not believe in ghosts.
I don't believe in ghosts either, but I want to believe. Like Kubrick said, if they're ghosts. Then
I want to believe in ghosts. I want to believe in God. I want to believe in a lot of shit.
all that shit. But I got to see it.
Yeah.
That's kind of how we are. But there were 2 weird things that happened to me. One of them, both were in my.
You got to see that new movie Parasite, by the way. Got to see that movie Parasite.
Okay, I'll check that. When I was dating my wife, she lived downtown in an apartment, and it was called the Fisher Building. It was built in like the 20s or something.
Yeah.
It was an old office building,
Uh-huh.
right? And so the apartments are all renovated, but like in the hallways, they still have like the office doors with the signs and shit. It's pretty cool actually. So this is like 2011. One time we're sitting there. This is just a quick little nothing. One time we're sitting there and watching a movie or whatever, and then a drop of water just falls on my arm. Right? I look up. Nothing at all. There was just a drop of water out of nowhere. No big deal. Fine, whatever. Then for some reason we were around. We saw somebody who does like ghost tours, and we were like, oh, ghost tours. Fucking the drop of water fell. What's that all about? And they're like, oh, that means somebody died in a bathtub in your place. I was like, okay, that's interesting. But there was nothing other than that. But there was one thing that I truly cannot explain that happened there. Right? This is the only thing that I think might have been a ghostly type scenario.
Well, what was it?
So I'm sitting there. Again, we're watching a movie. At this time, she's dog sitting for one of her friends. We also have a dog. It was her dog when I met her. It was a puppy. Now I've adopted it.
Okay.
Little Coco. Coco, you're getting a shout out. But she was dog sitting, so we had both dogs. The other dog was also a little tiny thing. I think it was a Pomeranian too. Ours is a teacup Pomeranian. So we're sitting there, we're watching a movie.
She only drinks tea from a teacup?
Mm-hmm. She's real fancy like that. So lights are all off, and then we're sitting on the couch watching the movie. The way her apartment was, the hallway to the front door was along the same wall as the couch. So if you just look that way, you can see to where the door is.
Sure.
And that's where the dog's food and water was too, under a little table over there. So we're sitting there watching the movie. Dogs start growling. All right. Now you can hear people come and going by the elevator, and so that would agitate our dog. But we didn't hear nothing, right? The dogs are growling. They were like eating at first, and then they start growling. And then they keep growling, and it's like, all right, come on, knock it off, come over here, come on, you know. And so they're starting to come towards us, and then they like stop, and I look, and there's like a noise of like wood bending. Yeah. Right. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, I shit you not, dude, the loudest fucking crashing noise of like wood breaking and splintering. Okay. Just like something was busting right into the apartment, and the dogs go fucking crazy. I'm like there with, you know, my girlfriend. I'm like, the shit's going down. So then I run towards it to fucking, I'm like, whatever just came through this door is big and fucking, I gotta fight this thing. This might not go back. But then there was no light though. So like, I run in the dark hallway, I get to the door, there's nothing wrong. I open the door, there's no one there. What the fuck? And literally, my wife's, you know, she's just not into any weird shit or anything like that. She will vouch for that story. It sounded like something, like a bulldozer, something just busted right through that door. The dogs went crazy, right? So I know I'm not crazy. She can vouch for it. I ran, nothing at all. And nothing like that ever happened again. So, That's the closest thing I got to some weird shit going on. But yeah, that was
See, I have nothing.
confusing.
Nothing like that ever happened to me. Like, the only thing that ever happened to me was on Halloween. There was a Halloween once upon a time, like a long time ago. I'm talking like 20 years ago. It was Halloween. And I played in this little band. We had a little band that, you know, we had played a bunch of songs.
You were trying to be a rock star.
I was trying to be a rock star.
But it didn't turn out well.
For anybody. But, you know, so, and I was working at a grocery store at the time. And in this grocery store, there was this girl from Oregon, this hippie girl from Oregon. And, you know, on Halloween, she sold me some gel tabs, some LSD. And I remember she like sold it to me, she gave it to me. So I go in the back and I eat. It was like 2.5. The other one wasn't a full one, so it was like 2.5, and I eat them.
By the way, don't do drugs.
Don't do drugs. Ever.
Shame on you for what you did.
Shame on me for what I did. And so I took them, and, you know, I come back out, and I'm like stocking, because, you know, still, like, there was like 15, 20 minutes left before we closed up for the night, or at least I left. And she's like, okay, be careful with that. And I'm like, what do you mean? She's like, well, you know, take it easy with those. How many you were taking that? And I'm like, what do you mean, how many you were taking that? It's like, I took all of it. She's like, oh no, that's not, shouldn't have done that. And so that right there just put, oh no, that put a bad vibe into me from the start. And so, you know, I get out of work, and it's like 45 minutes, hour and 20 minutes, nearly hour and a half. And I'm barely feeling anything. I'm like, this is, these people on the West Coast, they don't even know what acid is. But then it like came down like, I don't know, like Zeus's thunderbolt from a mountain. It was just boosh, and I was tripping beyond belief, like, and so I had to go to a Halloween party where we were supposed to play. It was in my friend's house. He had this house, big house, remember, by Izzy Rizzy's trick shop, where they had like all the magic stuff. His house was like right next door, this big house. In the basement, they were getting ready, having this big Halloween party. The band was supposed to play. I show up, and I am just blazing. I am tripping balls like I have never tripped in my life. Like stuff, I like actually like see shit, and I hear things.
You did LSD more than once?
Huh? Never. And so it was so intense, and I'm just there with everybody, you know, just around me, and they're all like just getting closer, even though they're not moving near me. And I just said, I can't do that. I'm like, she's like, oh, we're gonna play in a half hour. I'm like, I can't do it. And I just like, I run up the stairs. I burst out the door, and I'm like, Halloween. And then I start walking, and I'm pretty far from my house, living, you know, with my family, and I'm just walking, and there's people there, and they're doing things, and there's ghosts, and there's goblins.
Ghouls?
And there's ghouls, but they're just children dressed up, but they are freaking me the fuck out, man. And so I walk quite a distance. I walk all the way home, and I'm still tripping hard. This is like the first hour of the trip, and so I got about 6 more good hours in me. And so I get to the house, and I'm like, I can't go in the house. And I start like circling the house. I like circle the block like a few times. And I'm like, you know, you just gotta go in, you gotta go in, you gotta go in, you go, oh my God, there's fucking no. And so I go into the house, and I go up, I go into my room, and I sit down, and I'm just sitting there. And then I just get up, and I walk over, and I see my sister and my mother are watching Mr. Bean, of all things. And they're like, are you okay? Everything okay? Are you okay? Everything okay? Are you okay? Everything okay? And I'm like, yeah, are you watching Mr. Bean? And then I go real quick back to my room, And I turn on the TV and I'm like, okay, just watch TV. Just watch TV. You watch TV. You know it's gonna be okay. Just gonna watch TV. It's gonna be just. And so I pop on the TV and what's on? But Groundhog's Day. The day that repeats over and over and over. And I'm watching this and I'm like, this is a message from God telling me that you are stuck right now. The way you feel right now, you're going to feel for every day, forever from now on. It's going to be a repeat over and over this fucking day from now on and forever. And then 7 hours it came down and I was like, that was a crazy trip.
That's crazy.
That was an intense Halloween, let me tell you.
The crazy part to me is that it's Halloween. Why is Groundhog's Day on?
Yeah. Why was Groundhog's Day on Halloween?
Just to fuck with you.
I swear to God, look it up. Look it up. It was probably, I think, Channel 9.
Jesus Christ.
And it was on Halloween night. Why?
Don't do drugs, kids.
Never do drugs.
Do drugs. They're bad for you. Let me ask you this.
What's that?
What's your best Halloween costume ever?
My best Halloween costume ever was not actually during Halloween. It was when I was a little kid, maybe about 6 or 7 years old. My mom went and she bought me a Robin costume, and she also bought me a pair of tights.
Not Halloween?
No, not Halloween. She bought me a Robin costume, like little Robin, and also a pair of pantyhose. And I put those pantyhose on. I was like about 7 years old. I'm like, ooh, this feels right.
Some felt right.
And then I put on the Robin costume and the little fucking thing, and I'm like, bam, I'm fucking Robin now. I was like, where's Batman? Because he fucking needs me. And it was awesome. And I'd run around, and then sometimes, because I also had a Superman costume, I'd have like these little fucking little tighty-whitey underwear and the cape and the thing. So I put on the pantyhose, even though they were white. They were white, so it didn't, you know, it's not Superman. But it didn't matter, because it felt right.
You're running around the house with white pantyhose?
With white pantyhose, tiny little fucking, you know, like the tighty-whitey Superman, the cape, and the S shirt, and I'd be like running around, boom, 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 and then one New Year's Eve, my parents came home after being out, you know, and it was like fucking after midnight, it's like 2 a.m., and I'm up, you know, usually I'm not up, and they gave me one of those, you know, they have the little things you spin around, make the noise. They also have like the trumpets, and so she gives me the trumpet, I'm like, fucking, I'm Superman, and I'm bouncing on the bed, and I'm like, oh, I'm playing the trumpet, I'm Superman, I'm playing the trumpet, and boom, I fall off the bed, knock out my front teeth, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm fucked up, Mom, I'm fucked up. I didn't say that, because I was fucking like 6 years old.
You were thinking it.
But I was thinking, I'm like, oh, and I run to the mirror, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm without my front teeth, I'm gonna look like a monster. And she's like, don't worry, they'll grow back in. And I'm like, what? Are you crazy, lady? That doesn't happen. Your teeth are just gonna grow back in? And sure enough, they did. They grew back in.
Happy ending.
Happy ending to that story.
Well, you know it's crazy.
It wasn't Halloween. It was my best costume ever.
You know it's crazy.
I still have those pantyhose. On right now?
Yeah, I'm sure you do. I too used to dress up, not on Halloween, but as Batman. I had the cape, you know, I had the shirt and all that shit. Yeah. And then also Superman. But I guess when I was Superman when I was 4 years old, I was jumping on the couch, feeling like the fucking king of the world.
King of the world.
Ready to
Superman,
fly off.
king of the world.
Ready to fly off and solve some, help people, you know. And I jumped right off and I busted my fucking head off the corner of a coffee table, and I had to go get stitches in my head, and they put 10 stitches in me. Legend has it that I was so fucking crazed that they had to put me in a straitjacket type contraption.
Unbelievable.
So there's blood all over my head. I'm in a fucking straitjacket, and what we're trying to say is, don't let your kids be Superman.
Do not let them be Superman ever.
It is dangerous shit.
The most dangerous thing you can let your child do is think that they're Superman, because they're going to try to fly.
They think they're invincible.
They think they're invincible and they're going to try to fly.
That's a fucking conspiracy.
Tell me that's not a
It's a
conspiracy.
fucking conspiracy. You give them the cape, they go run right out in traffic.
I'm a misty.
Damn, you're dead! Fuck that. You know why we didn't have? You know why we didn't have our best costume on Halloween?
Why?
Is because when we were kids, all the costumes.
Oh my God!
Sucked ass.
We had the worst costumes
They were
ever.
terrible.
Remember, like you said, they were made of tarps.
You just
like
throw a
old
tarp on
tarps.
yourself.
Old tarps.
And they paint it up. And then you had that plastic mask that cut the fuck out of your face, your lips and shit.
So it
your
was
nose.
It was a plastic tarp that would go up to your knees and like a little down your sleeves, and it would sort of have like a He-Man theme. It would
whatever you
actually,
wanted. Whatever
it was
you
right.
wanted.
Yeah, but it was like mostly gray and just had like He-Man sort of drawn. Had the words He-Man. It was like.
No matter who you got, that He-Man.
And then you put on the fucking plastic mask that would cut your face because it was real tight, and that rubber band.
Oh, that'll
had
snap
the two
right the
staples.
fuck off too. By the way, that thing will snap off. Then there goes your whole Halloween.
It was brutal. It was brutal. It was horrible, and yet we loved it. We loved every second
of it. My favorite one of those shitty costumes was Megatron.
Really?
Mm-hmm. But I paid for it, man. With my fucking lips and my nose and shit. My eyes were fucking getting scratched out, dude. The
I
string
remember.
probably broke. And it rained every fucking time. So you're out there like an asshole.
Why did it always rain? It always rained on Halloween when we were kids.
At least then give us the good fucking candy. I don't want this fucking...
don't give the shit. Don't give the Whoppers.
Don't give me the candy corn.
Don't give me the Whoppers or the candy corn.
Don't give me gum.
No.
I don't want any of that shit.
Snickers,
I want Twix,
Reese's,
Kit Kat, Three Musketeers.
Thank you.
Give me the good shit. I'm out here busting my ass, getting cut up and rained on.
Yeah.
You're gonna give me this bullshit?
At least give me a Twizzler.
Necco wafers or whatever.
What the fuck are you doing? Nobody eats Necco wafers. You eat Twizzlers. You eat Snickers. You eat Reese's.
It's the good shit.
And they still do that to this day. Remember the people? Remember the people who give out pennies? Maybe you don't, but I remember the old
Those people. Yeah.
who would give you a penny.
They're all dead now.
They're all dead. They'd come out and like, what are you doing? You think they're reaching in to give you some delicious treat, and it's like, here's a penny, little boy.
Here's
and
5
I'm like,
cents.
I can't buy anything with this because fucking it's not 1910, and I can't buy candy with a penny. So thank you for nothing, fucking old lady. And she'd be like, you're welcome.
And now she's dead.
And now she's
not
dead.
only that, she deserves to be dead.
The bitch. No, but I did. I got pennies. I got pennies.
I got pennies. I got an apple. The fuck am I gonna do? I wish I had my mind now. As then, and then they give me an apple. What the fuck am I gonna do with an apple?
What am I gonna do?
Throw it on the fucking ground.
Yeah.
Fuck out of here.
Did you
And
at
then
least put
grab
a
your
razor
bag.
in there so I could fucking sue you?
Bullshit,
Remember,
man.
hey, all those fucking things, all those rumors you hear about razors and this and poison candy. I forgot what it is. It's like 97% of the time it's a family member who put it in. So it wasn't like you went to a random house and got like fucking, candy with razors or drugs or this.
Because they knew you.
It was
And you were a piece of shit.
Family,
You were a piece of shit.
They wanted you dead.
To fucking eat a razor blade. Plus, I also think that was a conspiracy to get the parents to eat most of our fucking candy.
That was part of it.
They were trying all the shit. Half the shit they would
taste
get.
it. I'll taste the candy.
Hey, Ma, one razor blade? No?
No.
Give me my fucking candy.
I remember, speaking oddly of this subject, I remember one Halloween we got told, don't take little pieces of paper because they're LSD, and if you get it on your skin and a drop of water gets on it, you're gonna go nuts and you're gonna get crazy. I remember someone like warned me, like,
Really?
You think it's a temporary tattoo, but it's not. It's LSD.
Jesus, you had a lot of
I had a fucked up childhood.
issues going on with LSD. I never heard that before.
No?
No.
They told us,
Great.
okay, it was when I was back at St. Bruno, I think it was like 3rd, 4th, or 5th grade, and they warned us, it's like, oh, you think it's like a temporary tattoo? Like a little star? But no, it's LSD. And Officer
Strip
Friendly
your
would
balls
come
off.
in, and he would draw like,
Officer Friendly.
Officer Friendly. He'd draw like Fred Flintstone and Yogi Bear, and he'd be like, whoa, don't do drugs. And then he'd go out in his car and fucking get sauced like a motherfucker. Get the fuck out of here, you drunk officer friendly. My ass.
Piece of shit. I'll say this. Because of our childhood shitty ass costumes, I made it a point for my daughter growing up. She had some
All right, go ahead.
coolest fucking costumes.
This is a good
But
story.
the best one that I probably ever did, she was about 5. And she was like, I was like, what do you want to be for Halloween? She goes, I want to be a vampire. I go, okay. Well, do you want to be like a regular old vampire? Or do you want to be like a crazy, bloody 30 Days a Night vampire? She didn't even know what that meant.
But she wanted it.
But she's like, I'll take the latter. And I was like, oh, all right, then it's on. So then I got her. I bought some cheap-ass pajamas, covered it in blood with your help.
Mm-hmm.
We covered it all in blood, all down the neck and the fucking legs and shit. We even took a bloody handprint and put it like on the side. And then when, you had to layer her up. So you put the pajamas over that so she'll be warm. And then I put blood all down her fucking mouth and throat. And I put the 2 neck holes here and painted her, she had black eyes and a white face and all this shit. And she loved it. And so we go out and we're trick-or-treating. And I'm like, this is so fucking cool. She looks radical. Like, she looks fucking awesome. But what I didn't take into account is that there's other little kids that age that are trick-or-treating. And she was making them cry, dude. Like, little kids would look at her and be like, ooh, ooh. And I was like, oh, uh-oh, fuck. But then she's just walking around like, doo-doo, loving life. And then we got some compliments. Like, dude, because you would come to the door and you'd be like, what the fuck? People were like, you did a good job. Thank you. So am I a good dad? Yeah.
Probably not.
Jury's still out.
All right.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
All right. I think we've talked for a long time, so we have to get to the last part of the show.
Which we do every show.
Which we should do every show.
We're gonna do every show.
Which would you rather?
So this episode, since it's Halloween themed,
all right.
Who would you rather fight?
Yeah.
Jason, which by the way I don't like those movies.
Okay.
Or Freddy. It's pretty basic. Who'd you rather battle?
I will be honest here. I think it's an easy choice. It's an easy choice.
Yeah.
I would rather battle Jason because Jason is a real thing in the real world.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Now, I can get together all sorts of gizmos and gadgets that could... Freddy, on the other hand, gets you in your dreams.
What are you going to do?
Alright? What the fuck kind of defense do you have in your dreams?
This is the first time
I know.
You've answered correctly of your opinion.
My opinion has been right once.
You're 1 for 3.
Yeah.
But yeah, you gotta fight Jason.
You gotta fight Jason.
Because you gotta sleep. When you go to sleep,
you're helpless. You're helpless.
He's coming for that ass.
Yeah.
Ain't nothing you can do.
Alright.
How many times have I hit the snooze button, and there's 10 minutes, and I have a dream, and it seems like it's been 2 weeks?
Yeah, exactly.
You're fucked. So yeah, you gotta fight Jason, just get away. He'll keep coming, but you just go away.
Keep going.
It'll be fine.
Alright, so here's my which would you rather.
Mm-hmm.
Which would you rather fuck? Jason or Freddy? If you were forced,
well, obviously this wouldn't be
to have sex with one of
something
these.
I would want to do.
No, you don't. Do you want to get murdered by him?
No.
Do you want to have sex with him?
Who would I rather have
No.
sexual relations
But
with?
who would you rather if you had to bring someone home to mom and dad? Would it be Freddy or would it be Jason?
Would I rather be in a relationship with?
Would you rather
and have sex with?
Yeah. If you got a whole bunch of text messages like, see, one of them's like, and the other one's like, oh.
Because, I mean, they're in a relationship with you.
Yeah.
But sometimes it gets dark.
Sometimes it gets very dark.
Because they're killers.
Because they kill you.
I'm going to have to go again and stick with Jason.
Yes.
Because...
the right answer again.
But the other thing, too, is like Jason's a physical being. You could count on him.
That's what I mean.
You know what I'm saying?
That's what I mean.
I only see you in my dreams? Like, where
it's like,
if I go to dream and you're nowhere to be found? I see you 2 months later?
But it's like he's in your dream. But what if you forget the dream? You don't even know you hung out.
Forget dreams all the time.
So thanks a lot, Freddy, for nothing.
Not to mention, he's got fucking razor hands.
Yeah.
So if he grabs you in a certain way, something's not going to work out good. Now your fucking belly's cut open.
Yeah, every time you do back scratchies, you're fucking a bloody mess.
Mm-hmm.
No back scratchies.
And
Sorry.
then you wake up and the dream comes true. So yeah, he'd be horrible to be in a relationship.
He's the worst. And he's ugly as all hell. At least Jason has the decency to wear a mask.
Just keep the machetes away from him. If you keep the machete
Keep the machetes away. It's easy.
The key to his heart is in his stomach, right? You feed him good food.
Yeah, you feed him dead bodies or whatever he eats.
Whatever it is, you probably have to kill with him.
Yeah, but that's part.
That's a problem.
It's sort of a problem, but it's also sort of the reason you're in the relationship, right?
I mean, if you're into that,
you're both murderers, or else how did you get together? You didn't go to a singles bar.
You met each other in the woods trying to bury a fucking body.
The corpse is like, you, and he's like, you, and I'm like, oh, it's love.
Love at first sight. Okay, so that's gonna do it.
I think this was some kind of an episode.
Halloween episode. And,
this is our first Halloween episode. It's only gonna get better, folks. We promise.
It's only gonna get better.
We're gonna get like better equipment. We're gonna get better hosts. It's gonna be good.
Well, one of.
What do you mean?
One host has to be replaced. In any event, thank you for everyone who watches. Like and subscribe. Tell your friends. We're going to keep this show going. By the way, it's not me. Spoiler alert. Stay tuned for our next episode because I'm excited about it.
Yeah.
It's going to be a big one.
We're gonna be filming. We're filming live from the Antarctic.
Mm-hmm. We're going to fly over, we're going to film it.
We're going to be right in the middle of the South Pole, and we're going to film from there, except we're bringing this entire set with us.
And we're going to find the alien base that's in Antarctica.
It's going to look like we're still in this room, but outside, we're going to be actually at the South Pole.
So stay tuned. Thanks for watching, guys.
Thank you.
By the way, I'm Mark, and he's Doug.
Jesus fucking Christ.